Yo, 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 you tuning into the Notion Podcast. This your boy Dizzy Dspill with my co-host in the building.
Jelani Evans.
And you are tuning in to a long-waiting Boss Talk episode.
Oh, y'all been waiting? Hey.
You know they've been waiting, man. You know they've been waiting. You know, we do these episodes because, as you know, myself and brother Jelani here own businesses, and we just like to give commentary. Sometimes we give information on what's going on with our businesses and different struggles of small businesses, but I also get on here because sometimes we got to vent because this stuff ain't easy. You feel me? And, you know, we're not going to get on here and lie. And that's what we want to talk about right now. Some of the misdirection that people are getting starting businesses and some of the bad practices of businesses and things like that affect small businesses and the culture. You know what I mean? So, without making people wait too long, I know I had a dilemma when I was talking to you about this episode on what I wanted to talk about, and I just felt like, you know what, we should just cover a little bit of it all, starting more with the bad direction that people get led to because of the overload of content on social media. You know, when you guys are getting on TikTok, when you guys are getting on Instagram, you know, they have this hook, which is all part of advertising and marketing. They have this hook where there's like, hey, you know, this is how I become a millionaire in 2 years. Or, hey, you know, this is how you can make $17,000 a month by just doing these 5 steps. And unfortunately, most of those people are lying. Most of those people are selling a course. Most of these people are not experts. They're not gurus. They're just great words that people don't know the definition to, or synonyms for words that we're familiar with to make them sound, to appear smarter or more talented, I guess, or more appealing.
That's so crazy to me, though. Because, I mean, like, if you really think about it, like, if they really did that or had those things going on, you think that their schedule would be slightly more complicated and their attention would be directed elsewhere? Because when you think about a lot of people who are successful and have businesses and who are doing things of that caliber, they are too busy to run a course for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the people who do the seminars and the self-help gurus and all those type of people are only out to help self.
Yeah.
Y'all catch that?
Yeah.
So it's just like it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's almost like there's an individual who is supposedly giving game and classes on how to start a clothing brand and how to produce and how to move up and make, you know, X, Y, and Z happen. And like, I have looked at some of the free information that he gives to kind of reel people in for the classes, and it's a lot of BS. Because what it is that he is panning to you is low quality, low tier information and products, right, that won't result in the type of revenue or attention you would prefer for you to get to those new heights.
Right.
And so I feel like a lot of the times it's not only the overload of information, but being misinformed and then also not doing your due diligence. Because I feel like if you do research, there's a lot of things that you won't fall for or, you know what I'm saying, being misled by initially. It's almost like how, of course, it happens from people who have 9-to-5s, and I'm not knocking people with 9-to-5s, but they were like, yo, man, you should just go ahead and get an LLC and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da. And I'm like, so you want somebody to go get an LLC, right, where you have to pay all this money for all of those things.
They never mention the money.
And then you have to pay an $800 luxury tax every year, regardless of whether you're making money or not, right?
That part right there. You have to pay a luxury tax even if you don't make money. Usually you pay a luxury tax because you have something of value or money. No. You pay the luxury
LLC,
tax.
You pay a luxury tax to exist as an LLC. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, imagine taking that piece of information and then going to get an LLC while you're still in the building stages of putting your business together, right? And so now, without you even being in a position to produce funds, your overhead is already $800.
Yep. You're already in the negative the minute you get it. And then the thing is I've even talked to a few people that's like, yeah, man, I got mine or I applied for mine, and I'm like, yo, that's a fee. It's like, oh yeah, well they're waiving the fee right now, and it'll be just your luck that they stop waiving the fee because with the economy and stuff right now out here in California specifically, I think you're not having to pay that fee right now. Oh, don't worry, it's always gonna show up at the wrong time. It's just like when your account is negative, and then they say, oh, yo, look, he's in the negative. Let's go ahead and hit him with that charge right now, even though it's not due for another 2 days.
Yeah, whacking with a service fee. And then after the service fee, whacking with our overdrawn fee.
Exactly.
Like, yo, what? Oh, man, I was negative $2. I woke up this morning and I was negative 53.
Yeah, negative 53. You looking around to see what you can sell to get back. To get back to zero.
Yeah, it's so wild. But I mean, like, I think that's... The thing about it is this. I think a lot of people are falling for those type of things in that information or the misguided information because everybody's looking for the get rich quick or trying to take the elevator to, you know what I'm saying?
Instead of the stairs, yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, the only way to get there is the stairs. I know every once in a while there are these situations, you know what I'm saying, these stories for individuals who, you know what I'm saying, like, I did this and that happened and I blew up. But those are like 1 in a million stories.
1 in a million, but most people's stories that are successful, I'm going to be honest.
They bootstrap.
Yeah. But I also feel like even when you look at successful entertainers in our culture, right? When you hear their story, it's amazing when they finally make it. But then what I've understood as I've gotten older, because when I was a young person, I looked at it like, this is amazing, this is crazy, the triumph and everything. And then I'm at the age I'm at now, and I'm like, there was a lot of unnecessary poverty going on to make it to that point because of, that's supposed to build like this strength and this toughness. And I just started thinking, like, I wonder how many cultures have that same story, and it's not really like that. It's a lot of group economics, working together, networking, strong foundations, multiple families being familiar, and kind of going back to that whole barter system type of concept.
Oh, I love the barter system.
Yeah.
I think that's the greatest thing going when you're able to connect with individuals who not only understand that but value that. Because the thing about it is, the barter system is a lot more valuable than money.
Yeah, you're right. It is. I can't argue that.
But people don't understand that because they hold money to such a high standard.
Conditioned to hold money to a high standard.
I can't argue that either. So, but it's like for instance, bro, if you hit me and was like, yo, I got a couple pair of kicks I need clean, you know what I'm saying, about 2-3 pair. So instead of me paying you money that I'm working hard for and I have to provide and take care of things, how about we do a live photo shoot and I'll shoot you some B-roll footage and give you a quick little edit and we just work like that. I'll be like, bet, because we both get something, right? You get services to bring your kicks back. I get services for me to be able to create content. And we both can benefit from that without having to reach in our pocket.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
A lot of times when you reach in your pocket, you don't want to. You're doing it because of a need that you have or something that you need to execute on, something you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never want to.
Yeah.
That's not you. Yeah, I pay you like that every time you gotta swipe that card or go open the wallet, it hurts.
Yeah, or loosen up the grip on that cash.
Oh my gosh. Like, give it here. So I mean, like, bro, man, I've done that with production.
Okay.
It's like, yo, I got some kicks. They whooped. I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, bet. Well, I got an order I need to place for some embroidery work and some clothing. So I'm going to bring you the pieces and we'll work out the difference. And it was like, knock like $150 off of my total.
Yeah, you're right. Because looking at what I've been able to provide, I don't think a lot of people have understood because they don't, certain people that I've wanted to work with in the past as an artist, oh, I got this fee, I got that fee. So for those that don't know, one of the reasons why I've never been fond of paying another up and coming artist or somebody that's in the same boat I'm in is because we could probably get a better opportunity working together. There's people that listen to me that don't listen to you. There's people obviously that listen to you that don't listen to me. But if we just take me as an artist away, my pen is nice. I could probably write you a hook, or I could probably write some bars, or whatever the case, or give you some ideas, or I could even play the A&R position because I've had to wear so many different hats on a music level. There's a lot of scenarios where people fall out with their engineer and their producer. Well, I know how to do that too. Producing, I've been away from that for a while, but if I really had to, if all the producers disappeared right now, I can get the job done. So what I do understand is that, and that's why I had to say conditioning, is because people think like, oh yeah, they're not gonna take me serious. I only met one artist that I paid one person one time, and it wasn't a hefty fee for a feature. And when he told me why he charged for features, I respected it. And he told me, he said, listen, and his pen wasn't nicer than mine, but he said, I charge because I've done so many songs with people and the song never even comes out. So I put all that time into writing the song, taking time to go record the song just for them to never release the song. And I said, okay, I could respect that. I could understand and I could respect that, because that told me that that person at that time, you took your craft serious, you took your art serious, and you thought that that person was serious too. Now, don't get it twisted. I have songs I haven't released. I've collabed with certain people.
Expect my feature coming soon. No, I'm playing.
We're not playing. He really has 12 solid tracks. Produced by some of the greatest people. I'm talking Neptunes. But I have those sitting on ice because these were things that were supposed to come out during COVID. So now that messed up my whole time frame. And then guess what also happened after COVID? Oh snap, I got 2 little kids that call me dad. You know what I mean? So that pushed things back, but that's not, gonna stay on ice for too long. I just gotta facilitate things and figure out. I'm also in the process of putting together some form of a team to be able to campaign my music better. So that's gonna consist of different positions.
And back to what you were saying, like the whole having a team working together, the unity thing, it's crazy because you started saying that, and I'm thinking like, yeah, other cultures do seem to collaborate, work together, build teams, unify in a sense. And it seems like with us, it's always we want to be the one. I gotta be out front. I gotta make it happen. Like, and the thing about it is like, if you have a team and everybody understands their role and everybody is working towards the goal of progressing and being great, especially in what it is your discipline is, everybody will have their time to shine in their respective role in their respective discipline.
Right.
It might not be initially.
Yep.
You might start working with a couple of people and y'all on the same page and somebody blows first. But the thing about it is whoever it gets the exposure first or the spotlight, they don't just shine a light on themselves, they shine a light on the team, because even if you're not being mentioned in every conversation, you're a part of that. That couldn't happen without you. So that means at some point, there's no way to ignore that. You feel me? There's no way to disregard all of the work that you put in and think this person is just going to shine without you, and you're not going to get your 15 seconds of fame or your opportunity to produce and be out on front. It doesn't happen like that.
Right.
If it's an actual team, if you're actually working towards making things happen, man, everybody's going to eat, everybody's going to get their opportunity. And then when it happens, you feel me, just make sure that you speaking those people up like you being spoke up.
Yeah. I mean, when I was, doing some digging about, for example, like black businesses and why we have a hard time. And when you look at some of the numbers and some of the predictions that people have for the culture, it's really alarming. The fact that $1 only stays in the community 6 hours. If you go over to the Asian community, 28 days. I forget the author, but I will try to remember and probably put it in the description. There was an author that estimated, because we're so behind with businesses, that it might take us 200 to 250 years to get to where we need to be because of, and it's not just because of our bad business practices. Some of the stuff happened with the culture that wasn't our fault. But if we're going to talk about some of the things that need to change, this is projected if things aren't changed and practiced, like bartering, group economics, professionalism, because we tend to have a stigma as far as small black businesses
Not having good business acumen.
not having good business. And the jacked up thing about that is, although I would like to combat some of those arguments, I've personally had
Those
experiences. And I remember you telling me one time, excuse me, and I have to give credit to that thought process when you explain, like, yo, it's crazy that people will tolerate certain things that Nike does if they don't have your order, or if your order was canceled. But then when it's a small business, they don't have that same patience. And I thought about that and I said, yo, that's a really good point. But I also thought about the fact that that's where a scenario where you need to give more grace. If you see this as a small business and they do have a high demand, yeah, you're going to have to think about what you're doing. Like, yeah, this company has a high demand. Like, what do you expect?
It's crazy because it's reverse, right? The big companies that have distribution in place, and you know what I'm saying, the big buildings and all of these things situated, you have all the patience in the world for them.
Yep.
But a small business that's doing their best to execute and be on point, and in some cases are learning certain things as they go, you have no patience and you have issues with them right away.
Right.
And it's just like, how is that? Like, you should be upset that Nike canceled your order because they should be on top of it.
Yeah,
Everything should be firing. There should be no mishaps. How long they been in business?
Well, I'll tell you, for like a lot of us that's either that work in blue collar work or used to work in blue collar work, and I know me and you share similar backgrounds, right? Your job in the warehouse, you do cycle counting, you do inventory, you do inspections and all of that stuff, right? So just think about that. If these billion-dollar companies, they should be obviously held more accountable than a smaller company, because most small businesses don't have a distribution department.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have inventory control, right? And Walmart, everybody else, they do. You know what I mean? And so, or even the patience of standing in a long line, you know what I mean, for hours or whatever the case is, and you'll patiently do it. You might fuss here and there, or whoever you're talking to on the phone, but if you have to wait on a smaller business, it's, oh my God, see, this is why I don't support, and da da da, and it's crazy to me. And I do,
That's also why they don't make it that much further, because of people like you who, soon as there's any hiccup, or you know what I'm saying. Now, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying. There are individuals who suck at business ethics and business acumen.
That's what I was gonna get at.
And I mean, I understand that, and I mean, like, I don't even feel like having to do this, but we're going to do it. Business ethics, right? It basically refers to the standards of morally right and wrong conduct in business. So how many people have ordered something from a small business and never got what it was they were supposed to get? Because from a moral standpoint, that business wasn't operating the way that it was supposed to, because a lot of people are looking for a quick money grab and don't have the understanding of how to execute and make things happen, so they'll just cut it short. And you got to catch them on the back end.
You know what? I had a scenario with a brand, and I did like how they handled it. And I reached out. It was a bag that I got that you referred to me. See, with it, these conversations don't happen enough either. The referencing and stuff like that. And I waited patiently. Did not get no tracking information or any of that, right? So I did what I'm supposed to do. Let me inquire about why I haven't gotten all these things and why it's past the date that I should have got it, and I have not even a tracking number. Well, once they seen that, my apologies. I don't know how this happened. Gonna have your tracking number by the end of the day, blah, 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 blah. Had my tracking number by the end of the day, had my package within the next 2 to 3 days.
And that's good business acumen.
Yeah.
The ability to understand and handle business situations, which is something else that's
But
lacking.
as a customer, instead of, oh, I'm about to call the bank, or I'm about to open up a dispute on PayPal, I still have to follow up because something could have happened. And maybe this is a time, maybe this is a teachable moment but things happen. I work in distribution. I know what it's like for the system to go down. And you can't put anything away. You can't receive anything. You can't access shipping POs. And for me, I think sometimes businesses should probably, like businesses like that have all of those resources, should probably say, hey, this is what it takes for you to get your package, or this is what it takes for your order to go through, and this is what could happen. This is the small thing can happen that could halt your whole entire order that's out of our hands or out of this department's hands.
You're talking about behind the scenes stuff that's important that nobody cares about. Moving on. Who cares about that? I want it now.
Yeah, I need my stuff now.
Everybody's not Amazon.
Right. Well, but even they screw up. You know what I'm saying?
But people accept that.
Yeah, they do. You're right.
They hasn't, anybody that's had a hiccup or mishap with Amazon, stop dealing with Amazon.
I know people that was going crazy on Amazon, and I was like, yo, your karma is coming.
And they still deal with Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. Regardless of the hiccups or mishaps or whatever happened, they still continue to deal with the big businesses. With small businesses, all you get is that one shot.
Small black businesses, all you get is that one shot, because there's some small businesses.
And it's crazy because I wanted to say, like, why does it seem like there's no patience for small black businesses, but it's good with other?
That's the question.
You know what I'm saying?
Really want to? Okay, so look.
Well, because like I feel like we don't trust us, right?
That you're actually right. That's the one. That's one of the reasons.
And that's so crazy that it's like we have no patience with us. We do not trust us when it's gonna take us for us to get further.
How can I put this? I don't support black businesses. I don't. I invest in them and I believe in them. The reason why I don't like the phrase support black businesses is because sometimes when you do that, sometimes when you say that, you are taking away the effort that they're putting into it by just support it because it's black. Because there's some businesses that are out there, black or not, that's good business and that's bad business. And there are black businesses that think you support just because they're black. You should support it. It's black. Why don't? And for me,
you must be racist.
And for me, I feel like, because I do. I just don't run around and throw the hashtag and look what I got. But a lot of the things that I have is black owned. There's things that I didn't even know certain people were doing that were black, and I have it saved because I want to eventually get something and switch some things out that I have.
The thing about it is, I don't even, and we've had this conversation, I'm not fond of the whole small black business or black business, because I feel like deeming yourself as such, it limits your reachability, expansion. You say black business and other ethnicities be like, oh, well, I guess that business isn't for me.
Yeah, it means black only to everybody else.
In a lot of cases, in a lot of ways it does. And so it's like, I've never wanted to be looked at as, oh yeah, that's a black business. Is it black owned? Yes, but why does that even matter? It's almost in like certain cases, like because like you said, because I'm black owned, I have certain expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody should be supporting because it is black owned. So it got put forth that extra effort.
You're giving yourself a lot of anxiety doing that.
Man, look.
Because now there's this, all right, let's see if you suck or not. Let's see if you're terrible or not at what you do. And what I've understood about that concept is, let's be honest, sometimes you get finessed. You're like, yo, man, I bought this and this was great. And then you're like, I don't know why I bought this. This was not great at all. You know what I'm saying? Because people, they think that our people, forget it. Our people have a tendency to think that just because you go on Fiverr and you get a logo and then you go get some shirts and you press them up, or you're selling plates or whatever the case is, that now I'm a business. No, you're doing business. You're not a business, you're doing business. See, when you are a business, you have to take the steps. You need a business account. You need a business license. You need a fictitious name statement. I would recommend that you do some research and look at
Due
what
diligence
your
again.
due diligence. All of these things, your target demographic, understanding what works and what doesn't work. If you can get one, get a mentor. A successful one, please.
Man,
Okay.
which is kind of difficult because there's not too many that are accessible.
That look like us or just accessible, period.
That look like us.
Because you might have to go and get somebody that doesn't look. See, this is what happens. You might have to go get the information from somebody else, but you need to operate like ants. You know what ants do? You know how to kill ants? You put the chemical with the scent, and then they go get that and they bring it back to the village, and it blows the whole village up. So you take that and you reverse it. You go get the info. You can go get the information from everyone else and then come back and then feed the village.
Why would people do that?
Because it looks like everybody else is doing it but us.
We don't want to be like everybody else, though.
Yeah, that's right. We only want with style. I ain't no follower. What you talking about? But I gotta send you this video because it was really enlightening. And they were talking about some of the things that cause people to not support each other, right? One of the things that you mentioned, you hit the nail on the head, and you said that trust is a main factor. But the other thing is there's some small businesses out there that want to be the only one because of trust, but I want you to support mine, not everybody else's. And so you have businesses that deal with that. You know, you have people that, and I mean, it's not even just businesses, bro. I mean, I could just be somebody that has exposure. I mean, social media exposes a lot, bro. It really does. It exposes a lot as far as in, you know, who's following who's promoting who's sharing whose content. People tell on themselves. You know what I'm saying? But those are some of the problems. But then there are the things that we have to address that a lot of us don't want to hear. There are, like you said, bad business practices. I mean, let's keep it 100. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with me. I grew my hair out because I got tired of barbershops.
Oh, yeah. That was, yeah. Horrible.
And when
Horrible
and when you
situations.
look at like the nail industry, right? The way that they operate, the non-black businesses that operate that, the way they operate, you'll hear women say, "Oh, I'm in and out in like an hour and a half." But then when we go get our hair cut, we go get our hair done, we're in there all day. Like you don't have responsibilities or you don't have kids and a life and stuff like that.
It's funny. I was just having this conversation with my cousin because it was like he was talking about respect the business and, you know what I'm saying, having an understanding of how things go. He was like, I showed up to the barber late, you know, like 10, 15 minutes and I had to pay a late fee. I said, that's crazy. I said, but what about when the barber is running late? When they're doing when you have an appointment at 3:00 and it's 3:15 and they're still cutting hair, somebody else is here and not yours. Do you get a discount?
Nope.
Do you get any type of acknowledgement or apology even?
Nope.
Because it kind of threw me off because I'm just like, bro, that's wild to me that like a lot of situations with us be like one-sided when it comes to business and like the inconvenience that you can experience with that.
You know what I think? I'm gonna give you a quick solution. I'm gonna help the customers and the barbers out because I don't get my hair cut anymore. This is what I think should happen. Barbers, if you have people that are showing up late, you should charge the late fee. Absolutely. They were late. They were not in the chair at the time that they should have been in the chair. But customer, you show up to that shop on time and it's somebody that got the George Jefferson going on, which looks like they're gonna be another 20 minutes. You need to make it be known. And I wouldn't even be discreet about it. Hey, bro, I'm here on time, so you gonna give me a discount, right? Because that needs to be established to everybody in there because everybody else in there is feeling that same pain. That's what I think should happen. Honestly.
It's just being respectful of everybody's time, their schedule, right? And then it's like also, I know people don't like this word, also holding yourself accountable. Holding other individuals accountable. Like, what's the point of you having a schedule and making me make an appointment if you're not gonna stick to the time slot and operate at a certain? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Be
I agree.
accountable, right?
Yeah.
Be respectful of my time. I have a life. I
Yep.
didn't just get up and was like, yo, I'm gonna go to the barber today, and then that's where I'll be until they take care of me. No,
Yeah, I'm gonna bring food and sodas and stuff like that because we finna kick it. We finna watch the game.
I'm gonna kick something if if I pull up and somebody's still in the chair. There's gonna be some type of issue.
Yeah, I mean there has to be some balance, and because of course there's bad businesses out there, there's bad business practices. We know this, but there are things that when it comes to this whole respect thing and respect the business, because like I said, I don't believe that everybody has the right to say certain things. Respect the process, respect the business. No, I understand sometimes more when they say the customer is always right, because not that they always are, but I'm pretty sure there's a way in how a lot of businesses operate where the customer is going to say something. It's like, damn, they have a point.
That never happens in my line of work.
Oh, of course not. Well, because the reason why I say of course not is because you have a very rare but a necessity type of business that people don't take the time to truly appreciate other than your clients and customers.
A lot of my customers don't even understand, and that's where the frustration comes into play on my end.
Do you have a personal relationship with a lot of them?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, see, just, haha, boom, boom, boom. So check this out. If I address you as a client, right, that means that you have been coming consistently and we have established some type of relationship and rapport. When I say customers, it's a lot of them's first time.
Potential customers. Okay.
Well, potential customers, we're still talking, but if you pull up with shoes, then I take you as a customer. But on the same breath, it's just like the lack of understanding of everything that's involved or that goes into it. Like, I had somebody hit me and was like, yo, I got a pair of shoes that, like, honestly, were beat to hell, and they're from like 2016. Like, yeah, so can you make them look like new again?
No.
I don't think Jordan brand can make these look like new again. They're that worn and they're that whooped and they're that, like, distressed. Now, I can do my best to bring them back to a good quality and make them look better than what they are, but brand new is definitely
I can make
a
them look
stretch.
used.
It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna bring these and I'm gonna bring these. All right, boom. Well, this is what you have to pay for those services. You want deep clean, you want painting, you want the shoe to be reshaped, right? All these things take time, effort, and energy, right? And so then you're like, oh, well, do you offer a discount? Well, I do at 3 pairs, but on the same breath, what it is you're asking for can't really be discounted because, like, bro, and then somebody's like, different. This is a potential customer. Send me pictures, and they're like, "Look at these shoes. There were some off-white Dunks, suede, and they were like, I need these taken care of, right? All right, boom. So the dry clean cost this amount of money. Is the price negotiable? No. Did you negotiate with Nike when you bought the kicks? Why is it when you start dealing with small businesses, you want to negotiate and ask for discounts and have this certain entitlement or expectancy of what it is you want to pay or what you should pay when you're trying to get a service done? When you go to get your car taken care of and you get an oil change and say, yeah, it's going to be $150, is the price negotiable? Do you offer discounts? Like, it's not done anywhere else except in small businesses. What makes it even worse? These weren't even people of our hue.
Our cult. Okay. What people need to understand is that when you pay for a service, you're paying A, for the service, and B, for that person's experience to apply the service to what you need. You cannot put a price tag on that. What you have the ability to do is go somewhere else. But here's the problem. If there's nowhere else to go and this person specialized in it and you see the results, respect the price.
He's talking about me.
Respect the price. It's just like, here's what I've dealt with my brand, right? Oh, you should do this with the logo and that with the logo. Why? Make the logo smaller, make the logo bigger. Oh, you should do this. Oh, this is not a this size or whatever the case is. No, you are not a small. The shirt is a small, you're not small, or you're not a medium, or the shirt is too big. What people have to also understand when it comes, because I operate in clothing and accessories and stuff like that, what people have a tendency to ignore is it's just like washing clothes, right? Well, will this shrink if you wash it wrong?
You gotta hang dry, no drying. No
You know what I'm
drying.
saying? If you wash it wrong, doesn't that make sense though?
Or dry
If you
clean.
put water in your car and it doesn't start, you're not gonna be like, "Yo, I thought this was an automobile." It is a car. It is an automobile, but you have to put gas in it. You can't just put whatever you want in it because you don't feel like paying the gas prices. Okay, that's not how this works. All right. So it's just like when you have a personal preference, I would recommend you going somewhere that tailors your clothes.
I mean, even then, that's probably gonna be an issue depending on who you're dealing with. Remember, I used to make custom clothing, like cut and sew. Somebody was like, "Yo, why you ain't got this in the large?" Because I make them by order. I execute these according to what people are requesting. Oh man, you should just make a large. I'll buy it. No, I
Well,
don't, because you've never bought anything. You're actually here
That part.
watching me sell something to somebody
That
else.
part, that part.
And you're making a suggestion, but there's no basis for your suggestion because you don't shop or deal with me like that.
I did some onesies for my son, and I post those pictures and took them right off of social media. And there was people, oh, I want a onesie for whoop de whoop. Oh yeah, I want to make one. I'm like, you have nothing in your home for my brand. Why would I do that? And that's the other issue that a lot of small businesses dealing with, people that personally know the owner. You know what I mean? They don't operate like a customer. They operate like they're a walking discount. You know what I mean? Oh, and by the way, I wanted to talk about discounts for a second. What you have to understand, people, in the era that we live in, is most likely when you go on a website or you go on a page and they have the price crossed out and they have the new price, that's probably their break even price or their price that they'll settle with. So there's no negotiating after that. But in my experience and my life experience, not even just business experience, because we're business owners and we're customers, right? Usually a discount comes when they're trying to get rid of a certain product line, or they'll offer a discount because of the inconvenience. Because you guys deal with fast everything, whether it's fast food, fast fashion, fast work process, you guys now have an expectation to get a discount, and that's not what the discount is for. What you guys need to do is you guys need to pay attention to the quality of work, because if people are offering you discounts all the time, depending no matter what the lane of business they're in, most likely you're probably paying for something cheap. That's why a lot of y'all women go to Fashion Nova. Y'all will have a Fashion Nova dress on, but you guys will have a $1,500 purse. So probably want to get your priorities straight. I will say that a lot of top brands, you are paying for some form of better quality. I'm not going to say it's the best quality. I said some form. Some, because I already know it was where you was going. I seen the look on your face, so that's why I had to say some form of better quality. I will say that.
I don't even offer discounts. I'm gonna just keep.
Well, no. We don't. I'm not offering.
I mean,
you a
like,
discount
because
I put in the work to give you a decent quality.
I offer discounts for bulk, and I'll offer discounts when it's the last of stock, and I just want it gone.
Yeah,
but that's
hardly
a rarity.
any of my stuff is 100% cotton. I use a lot of blended products. No discount. And you know another reason. You know what? Let me say this real quick. Let me go on a rant real quick. Another reason why I don't offer discounts is because if you guys would just pay attention to the website and pay attention to the prices, you would know that you're still getting a fair price compared to bigger companies. Luxury comfort, and I still charge a better price for the quality than these bigger companies that you're going to. So I'm just throwing that out there. That's why I don't do discounts, because you're kind of already getting a discount without me saying it's a discount, but whatever.
Man, I almost said something very disrespectful.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I know. I almost just because there's a lot of frustration. Because as a customer, a lot of people don't take a lot of things into consideration. You know what I'm saying? Like they disregard a lot of the effort, energy, and expenses
Well, no
necessary.
business is going to be, fine, I'll do it. No businesses are going to come out and say that there is a such thing as bad customers. There's just like there's a such
100%.
there's a such thing, and we've all experienced it, of bad business practices. There's also been we've all experienced bad customer service, no doubt, and I don't know if that will ever change. But make no mistake, for people that own businesses, they can say the same thing. They've had terrible customer experiences because there are people out there that dedicate their life to never paying the price, never paying full price, or never practicing good business transactions with respectable and respected businesses. Goes both ways.
You know, you know how much pressure there is to operate effective, efficiently, and provide good customer service because of my hue and me having a small business. Those are two different things, right? Because I have a small business, there's a lot of pressure to go above and beyond because a lot of small businesses don't.
Well, yeah, a couple bad reviews can destroy a small business, which is very unfair because we don't know the situation.
And then because of my hue, I'm not expected to operate at a certain level.
There's a stigma.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I have to like go above and beyond. And don't get me wrong, I do that anyway because I take pride in being a business owner, being an
If it
entrepreneur,
feels good.
and actually like operating a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, bro, all right, so I shipped out some shoe trees and one of the pair rod broke.
Did it break or did it come apart?
No. See, and I asked that too because I take them apart and put them.
Yeah.
No. The actual part that goes in the shoe, it arrived, snapped in half. Now,
None
that's
of mine
something.
has never done that. That's crazy.
That's something that happened in transit with the mail,
Uh-huh.
out of my control, and so I doubled back and shipped out a single pair at my expense the very next day.
Uh-huh.
Priority mail.
Uh-huh.
I took a loss. But to operate as a good business and to give good customer service, because even though it was out of my control, it's not the customer's fault.
No, it's not.
I could have.
That's one of the things as a business owner that I think is really unfair, is when you have to, and it's nothing against the customer. It's not like the customers do anything wrong, but when you're dealing with a shipping service, that I would think that a lot of times customers get compensated because if it's on their behalf, but if a product of yours that gets sent out broken, the customer is still getting compensated rather than the company when they didn't break it either.
I feel like it was intentionally broke by the mail service, but we won't get into that. But it's just like to go above and beyond, and then to not even have it shared or talked about or to get a good review or anything is slightly frustrating. But just to operate at a high standard because of how I want to be viewed, how I want my business to run, I executed on that, and it didn't benefit me. It didn't benefit me at all, bro.
Did
You know what I'm
they
saying?
did they at least reach out to you and say, "Hey, I appreciate it. I got it. Thank
Yeah.
you for rectifying."
Yeah.
I would take that as the review, and if you got to bleep, kind of cut or crop that conversation out, because we live in a time, bro. We live in a time when it comes to things like reviews and word of mouth. It's a very weird scenario, and I'll give you an example. A place that has genuine, because there's bots and stuff now online, a place that has genuine reviews, I think a lot of times that comes from advertising, to where a person that's already bought your product sees your advertisement and says, you know what, I remember shopping with them, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to say a good review. But most of the time, reviews are negative. From my experience, I feel like people aren't really going to give a review unless it's a negative review.
A lot of times it happens like that.
And that's frustrating because right now that's the narrative. You know what? Whatever to get the product or the business any exposure, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna, who cares if it's negative? We're getting exposure. And so now when you go look at something, you're not getting positive reviews. Most likely you're looking at something with negative reviews, and who knows, maybe the negative reviews can be people that had bad customer service experience, but the product is good. You see what I'm saying?
And it could be a combination of either one of those, if not both.
Uh-huh.
A lot of times it seems like the experience was bad, but you like because you'll read a review and they talk about their experience but never talk about the product.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah,
Like, it's like,
and that's what
how
I was
did
getting
you-
to. Yeah,
like, that's kind of crazy. You want some on the flip side though, like so. I've been on Yelp and I've been on Google for a minute now, right?
right.
And I have had probably 6 or 7, probably, I think several different clients give me reviews on Yelp.
Okay.
Great reviews, actually,
Okay.
that Yelp will not acknowledge. But I feel like if I had gotten a negative review, they would post that right away.
That's that algorithm game again.
I don't know. It's just saying they don't meet the criteria. And I'm like, they talk about I provided good service. They talk about what it is that I did and how they were appreciative of what I did for them. So how is that not a good review? But now they're talking about, oh, they didn't do X, Y, and Z, and I don't appreciate this, and whoopty whoop whoop, right? It'd be at the top. And I feel like a lot of platforms gravitate more towards negative reviews than the positive ones. Don't ask me why, but I just feel like that because a lot of times I see a lot more negative reviews. I ain't gonna lie though. If I have bad service and I'm frustrated with the business, like depending on how bad it was, I give a negative. I give a negative.
I
review.
will too,
But I'm not always.
but I'm not
quick
going out
to-
of my way to do it unless I really just. I really feel like
I
my
was
time
jaded.
was way. Yeah. There you go. Like,
You
I gotta go.
mother. You know what? I have never.
In my years of those reviews, I'd be like, wow. But I think that I honestly think that is a lost thing with a lot of businesses is that if the it's almost like, hey, if you don't see any negative reviews, then that means the service is good. And it's like, I would like to see descriptive positive reviews to entice me in even more to make the purchase or do business with whomever. But it does, like I was saying, the time that we live in right now, that negativity gets moved all the way up top, even on certain search engines, because I don't know if I'm gonna be partners with some of y'all, so I don't want to say who, but even in certain search engine sites, the negativity about somebody is most likely to be at the top of the list than positivity. That's the climate that we're in, and I can't think of a better word than climate, because it's literally like climbing a damn mountain to try to get certain information out there and get your name out there in a positive light. Because even right now, when you see people that go viral, it's hardly ever for something positive. It's something that went viral that was unordinary or just completely negative. Straight up.
I was thinking ignorance.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a better word.
Well, I mean, going viral for stuff that you shouldn't be doing. You just don't know any better.
And then you see, the sad thing about it is you'll see people go viral for ignorance, and then you see who they really are. But now it's a divide in opinions, because it's like, well, they went viral for this, no matter what good they do, But I know. I can tell, oh, they're just doing that to go viral. They're just doing that to get exposure. They probably are a great person or great individuals, but let's be real. A lot of times people don't pay attention to something until something negative happens. We don't even know about certain people until something negative happens about that person. And then you get all the information about their background and who they are.
I wish people no, I don't. Never mind. That seemed real negative. We won't go
He's
there.
just going to tell me off camera, y'all.
We won't. No, because I just it's crazy because you speak about viral, and I think about back to what we were talking about earlier. Like, how do these misinformed gurus go viral? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, giving off bad information, giving out
They pay for it.
horrible information.
They pay for it.
But I feel like that's ads though. That's not going viral.
Yeah, but if you have that bag, or you are willing to sacrifice that bag to pay for a clip of you saying A, B, C, or D. It's just like right now, right? It's probably a good idea too. But let's just say I said something out of line right now, but I'm just paraphrasing or I'm just repeating a scenario. And I cut that and I clip that and I make that the introduction to our episode. That's going to entice people to want to watch it, even though the episode has nothing to do with it. I see YouTube content creators do it all the time. They'll title something, and I can just tell. I'll look at a video. The Rock slapped Jay-Z at a dinner party. I know for a fact that didn't happen, but there's 150,000 people that don't know that never happened, and they're going to click on it and they're going to watch it. That's how clickbait was invented.
And they see a video of The Rock listening to JC, and it's like he was slapping that.
Exactly. Now you're mad because you didn't get what you didn't pay for, right? And like that's what the clickbait. That's the clickbait culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you have somebody that's like, how are they getting this exposure? Imagine just shooting the dice, man, and spending $3,500 on ads, right? For the month, and then you have this little 30 seconds to a minute clip of you saying, yo, this is how I made my millions, right? And you're at an Airbnb with a rented Ferrari, right? Talking about this is how I made my millions. And then when you get the 4 minute or the 5 minute long video and they're talking about, yo, this is how I made my millions. That's how they start the video. And then for the next 3 to 4 minutes, many people struggle in this country with this, that, and the other. 60% of this country they're giving you a whole bunch of BS. And then the last 30 seconds, right now, if you sign into my course, it's discounted at $29.99, which is normally $399, but you can get it right now. And then let's just say, I don't know, 50,000 to 100,000 people pay that $29.99. Well, you just made a crazy profit. Now you can actually somewhat afford the exposure that initially got you the people hooked in. Now you can really go buy the things that you didn't have that you were advertising. And that's how a lot of these people become gurus. That's what I'm starting to learn, because you know what's happening? People are getting exposed now. All these people are starting to get exposed. I seen them shopping at Whoop-De-Whoop. I seen they don't have.
Bro, I just did the numbers because you said $50,000 for that $29.99 course, but that's 1.4. So when they tell you at the beginning of the video, this is how I made my millions, like, it's coming. This is how I made my millions. I got everybody to buy my $29.99
brought to you by you
course. Bro, you trying to make millions and you helping me make millions.
Well, the reason why I use that example is because I seen and I probably saved it somewhere as motivation, but I seen where they said if you start subscription, by the way, this is why everybody is going the subscription route. If you can get X amount of people to pay $5 a month, it's this amount you'll get every month. If you can get X amount of people to pay $100 a month, you get this. That's why everything is streaming now. Just like when you had certain digital products that you would just buy the new version every year. Well, they learned that, okay, all right, we're going on the decline. So what do? All right, we'll just charge it monthly. Name something that used to be something you could pay for, I don't know, once a year when they came out with the new version. And I'll tell you how now it's a subscription. There's certain things that have always been subscription. But I think that honestly, in my opinion, I think a lot of these companies followed behind Netflix. But Netflix makes sense. Netflix has always made sense.
It used to.
Me paying for some software that I got to use here and there, they're getting more money out of you longer. And if you have multiple people doing it at the same time, they're making even more money. So I'm just throwing that out there.
It's crazy because I've had the subscription route be suggested to me, but I'm just like, I haven't gone that route because silly me. I'm trying to figure out a way that is actually extremely valuable to the customer and worth it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want it to feel like I'm getting you to subscribe and I'm pretty much raping your wallet.
Yeah, just living off of you.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that is beneficial for either side, and at some point I'll be looked at in a negative light, or you be like, why am I even subscribed to this anymore? And then you unsubscribe, and then you disregard, ignore my brand from here on out because you're like, yeah, it's just a money grab.
I've had some subscription ideas that I think will be beneficial. I just gotta connect the dots on it. I think some people will be interested.
It's called YouTube, so like, subscribe, share the video.
Nah, but for real, like, subscribe, share the video, like you said. For you small business owners out there, man, please fill up the comment section. Let me know some things that you got. Let us know some things that you guys deal with, because I know you feel some of the things that we're saying. Customers too. Let me know why you think the customer's always right. We're always down for a little bit of back and forth.
And anybody who's been finessed by one of these gurus or people that's just delivering information and subscriptions, this is a safe space. Come tell us about your experience. I'm curious.
It's definitely safe all over the internet. All right. Anyways, you've been tuning into the Notion Podcast. This is your boy Dizzy Dspill here with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
And you've been tuning into another episode of Boss Talk. Until next time, peace. But before you do that, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn the notifications on at the bell. And follow us on all platforms. We be there.
You can DM me. I won't mention you personally, like name. I'll just like, this individual said blah, blah, blah. It's good.
It's good. Until next time, peace.